Welcome back into the tarot. I hope you're all voices here, self-love and self-care, being happy. In West case or Summer Wells case or other cases. Parents don't give up on their kids until they physically see them. Yeah.
Normally.
People from the community. And there was even one guy who drove all the way from Sheet Harbor to come up and show his respect. So I appreciate that.
The children are believed to have wandered away from their home on May 2nd.
Later, the small community stands in solidarity. Dozens gathered under the fading lights to honor two innocent lives and families torn by grief and unanswered questions. On the morning of May 2nd, Lily and Jack were last seen near their home on Gearlock Road in Lansdowne Station. It's believed the siblings may have wandered off. Just a short walk, perhaps, but they never returned. What followed was one of the largest search efforts in recent Nova Scotia memory. Police, volunteers, dogs, divers, drones, hunters scoured 5.5 square kilometers of dense woodland, rivers, ravines. We continue to follow all leads, investigating thoroughly. Our focus remains on bringing Lily and Jack home safely, says the RCMP. Daniel was quoted as saying, "It doesn't get any easier. It's been over a month, and every day is the same question. Where are they?" Daniel Martell is Lily and Jack's stepfather. In his voice, you hear the exhaustion of waiting, of fear, of trying to protect what remains. As emotion runs high, Martell has made a public plea, not just for help, but for compassion. Online, he says people have begun attacking the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murphy. Daniel says, "Don't attack Malaya. Her mental health affects our daughter. We're all hurting. This helps no one." Now, in just recent posts, Daniel Martell had came out on a YouTube channel and said that some of his statements were not true, that the 10 o'clock disappearance was not true, and that he wished he could say more, and he was the bigger part of these kids' life than Malaya. He said Malaya hardly ever went outside with him or done anything with him. He is the one that potty trained him. He pretty much painted Malaya out to be the bad person. Now we know that Malaya at this point has left with her mother, blocked him on all.
At least we know that he's been lying, and he's admitting to being been have lying to everybody about the timeline.
All social media platforms, it has changed her relationship status to single, and her family members continue to blame Daniel. Now it looks like he's shifting the blame back her way. They're both at this point starting to point fingers at each other. The online speculation, Martell says, has gone too far, and recently he spoke out again in text messages shared with media. He, he clarified that some of the things being said about the case, and I'm telling you, some of the stuff being said is not accurate, he wrote. I've seen it myself. People are twisting things, and it's hurting our chances of staying focused on finding the kids. Now, in my opinion, I think Daniel does not want to upset Malaya. He is a man that seems like he's in love, and he's brokenhearted that his baby's mother has left, and he's trying to do everything he can not to make her mad while he continues to point fingers at her. On Monday night, the
I still say she was done with him a long time ago.
people came together not to mourn, but to remember, to hope. We came to light a candle because they could still be out there. We're not giving up. Among the crowd were first responders, teachers, strangers who drove hours to show support. Even one man from Still Harbor came to pay his respects. I was worried it might feel too soon, but this vigil, it shows how deeply this has touched us. We still believe they can be found. Though scaled back, the search has not stopped. Additional efforts resumed on May 8th, 9th, 17th, 18th, and again on May 31st and June 1st. The latest effort, 78 trained professionals searching a pipeline area where a child's boot print was once discovered. No new evidence was found in this search. Meanwhile, RCMP continues their investigation behind the scenes. Over 355 tips have been pouring in, more than 50 interviews conducted, hours of surveillance footage reviewed. RCMP was stated saying, we last confirmed Lily and Jack were seen in public on May 1st with family members. We're exploring every possibility. But beyond that, few details have been released. With the silence has come speculation, online forums, comment threads, even accusing. But Daniel Martell is urging the public stop the noise, stay focused. But like I said, he is on YouTube.
I know you've been seeing all the news about the crazy stuff these celebrities are doing at those parties with the baby oil. The news is telling us they confiscated about 1,000 bottles. And his lawyer said that
Scotia. This is a town that I actually have plans to go up and visit in a couple months. My good friend Emmett lives out there, and he's been asking me for years to go up there. He actually owns a river rafting company.
Leading them to believe the siblings had wandered outside. And Royal Canadian Mounted Patrol, that's their law enforcement there, they believed that Lily and Jack had simply wandered away from their home, and there was no.
Wouldn't have our eyes on the kids for more than a couple seconds. That
Yeah,
four
exactly.
years old is extremely
4 years
young.
old. I know.
It's extremely young, and the 6-year-old isn't old enough
To watch the 4-year-old.
so there is some judgment being passed there because
You reckon?
Want to leave until I find my kids?
No.
Really?
No. So that's what I stated as well. Because when I got there, I said, "Do you want me to stay with the baby? You can go look."
She didn't want nobody to watch the baby because she didn't want to go out looking for the kids. It's a daggone shame.
To me, the people that truly deserve to be here are the subs. And again, the ones that I see that are subbed, and if I see you in another chat slashing the channel, like I just saw the other day, they come in here, they want to be able to talk about the case. No, sorry. If I see you in another channel and you're slagging this channel, guess what? You're going to get a block. Why? Because honestly, your subscription doesn't matter to me. It only matters to the people that actually care, that don't go around and do stuff like that. So I'm going to leave that part at that. But just know, if you leave a rude comment on any of the videos, you're blocked. You're out of here, okay? Because the awareness of this case will get here without you being bear with me for a sec, guys. I think it's because I started here. Oh, me too. Malaya says, okay, I might get you on the phone with the police. Nothing but positive. I want my babies home. And then she says, hi, honey. Do the police have any ideas yet? Well,
It's strange because I've heard all around Nova Scotia there have been these, maybe not little kids, but there have been these attempted abductions kind of all over the province in the last month or so.
okay. Just quickly, so this is specifically to Kimber. Kimber, because they felt like that she should have had to have go through them for consent first before she did it. No, how about your freaking Micmac tribe then, or get off your butts and do a visual for Lily and Jack? But how ungrateful! Like me.
Yeah. Because she won't, participate in any visuals. She won't do nothing. Friends is offered to watch the baby, and she denies going and searching. I don't know what her problem is. It's just they don't show no caring whatsoever for a child. It's sickening, really, because they know what happened. Every day it seems like he gives a little more and a little more and a little more. But from her, she ain't wanting to speak to nobody. Her leaving like she did, that shows guilt, no matter how you look at it. And no, you can't put all the blame on Daniel, but what I've got through the spirit box, it's both of them, not just one. So, hey Reese, how you doing, love? People are now kicking heels because she ain't attending to none of the memorials for Jack and Lily. She's refusing them all. Good deal. I'm still about half asleep. But yeah. Oh. How long you been up? $10 minutes. Yeah, well, it's about me too. Long enough to put on some coffee. Yeah, I was looking over some envelope clips. I don't believe that mom has a heart in her chest. I really don't. I do believe she took that baby just to hurt him. Well, they need to quit worrying about their shooting and just worry about the kids. But they know what they're doing to get it all set to where all the attention's on them, not the children. It's not right. I can't stand it when somebody mistreats children. It just makes my blood boil. There are a lot of people pointing toward her. But with her not wanting to be with him no more and having a partner, I'm sure tempers flared, and then the worst inevitable came along and really didn't know what to do about it. They just freaked out. And children have said anger, anger, anger over and over. No. I believe everything happened has had because of anger. Yeah, it just went out of control. Like I said, if he did something to the children, maybe he thought that'd be the best way to hurt her. But she took the baby, and I don't believe he would ever hurt that child. I believe he loved that baby. But the other ones like Lily and Jack and whatever that other one is, he's helped raise them. But when you have somebody in a relationship and they go to cheating, not only is it going to break your heart, but when you get your heart broken, you're also going to get mad. And maybe he just crossed the line, or maybe she crossed the line. But to not go to none of the visuals and not ask people for help and refuse people at the door. I don't think there's anything that's going to happen for him to be able to get her back and they sit down and tell what's going on. They have searched and searched and searched, but they don't know that property better than they do. I don't know why in the world Yeah, I mean, I don't know why in the world they do this. People blow up, and I'm not saying that's what happened in this case, but people blow up. Okay, one of them cheating, or one of them got caught in a lie. Next thing you know, they take it out on the children. It happens every day, all day long, all around the world. And maybe it's just a little too much, you know, because that sleeping business that won't work. She said yesterday. She said, you know, she was in and out of sleep, but she heard them playing. But then she said she no dudes in the yard playing, but she wasn't aware of it. And so she asked him if he hears that, and he says no. According to her, they got up and there ain't no kids outside, but the sliding glass door is still open. Them kids couldn't ever open that sliding door. Sometimes them's hard for an adult to mash that thing and open it. And if they were trying to creep and ease outside, they would have tried to close the door behind them. It was pouring down rain, so when they walked on that trail line, there'd been more than one boot print. And they wouldn't have found the other one under their sofa in the living room, muddy. I asked, about the backpack, the socks, uh, the undies, and Lily said in the backyard. And where they found it right next to the edge of the woods of that trail line, that's where they found it. But they had already searched there. That's where they started. It wasn't there then. It was there the next time they come to restart. And I got on paperwork right here. The kids plainly said he lied. Grandma was there. He faked it. So no, they ain't gonna tell till they realize that they gonna have to get them in the jailhouse. That's the only thing they can do. At least for neglect. And while they're in there, then they can say, well, because they can only hold them 48 hours, and then they can bail out. But if their stories don't add up while they're in there in custody, then they can put them in jailhouse till one of them break. And that's what it's going to take, because they're not going to tell. They will not. I believe she feels that she's the mother. She'll end up taking the worst punishment than him. Well, that's not so. They're both custodians to tend to these children, because the real dad was in the jailhouse. He didn't get to come home till the third with a second, wearing one of them bracelets. And Daniel, he's trying to put on a good front, but it's not working, because every time he does, something shoots him down. Hey, my bear, how you doing, love? So I don't know. I don't know what else to say or do or anything. I mean, everything that they've said so far and everything that they will say, we've done got it wrote down. I'm hanging in there, love. I hope you doing all right. Thank you. You got flooded out down there around all that rain. I thought there for once we're gonna need arm floaties around here. Just busy. Yeah. I wish one of them would slip up and say something. If they could get her to talk a little bit, they could get the story out of them. See, she's having to hide in a room up there at her mom's just to talk to him on the phone. And when she catches it, she grabs hold of it and turns it off, then hides the phone again. So they definitely know something. And she wouldn't try to hurt him by taking that baby if she didn't see something or hear something or felt threatened. I don't know what in the world makes people want to do these crazy things. I mean, and one thing that investigators should know, they're not saying other family members or, anybody that would have tried to snatch them up. They're just throwing the blame on each other. And that's telling authorities right there that they're both guilty. They just ain't want to speak about it. But nobody else has been to blame. So that's out. And her family and his family probably only know very little of anything. I don't know. I really just don't know. I've tried everything in the book. I've got 4.5, right now 5 pages of everything that's been said, that will be said. It's, with them smashing glasses and throwing things and knocking holes in the wall, all that. And then they talk about, he hit her, he hit Malaya, and then got into that he gives them baths. That ain't right neither. I mean, the little boy might be able to tell he'd be 4, but Lily being 6, he ain't got no business being in there. Stepdad angry. I liked it when he was talking about a helicopter yesterday. He said a helicopter. That was pretty cool. Barefoot, with one sock on. Mom threw it, something other. Dad, she said she couldn't sleep. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, at me. Smashed glasses. I was scared of them. Yeah, he would. He hit her. Yeah, was not. Yeah, his mom. And then he gave Bass. No, it won't work. But they don't nobody know that property like him and his family. And it plainly says there on one of them papers, dig us out. Said they was using drugs. I guess I guess Lily's heard the name. She called it ice, which is crack, or sometimes they use it to say that when it's meth, But They're telling everything they know. Between a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, I think we've done pretty dadgum good. It just dadgum breaks your heart knowing these children's going through all this mess. Like I said, I don't know what else to do. I know tonight I'm gonna call back out to them again, and or after a while she's got to be at work at 10, so I'll probably be back on by 1 or 2 o'clock, I guess. I don't know. Just keep an eye on your devices. I love y'all, and I'll see you then.